Imagine walking into a nightclub, searching for your wife, your heart pounding, only to have a stranger smirk and say, "Yeah, she left with another man." That single sentence shattered my world and began a revenge story that no one saw coming. My name's Daniel, and that night was supposed to be simple. Just a few drinks after work with my wife and her friends. She'd been distant lately, always busy, always glued to her phone, smiling at messages she wouldn't let me see. I tried to ignore the signs, telling myself it was stress, not betrayal. But deep down, I already knew something was wrong. That evening, she said she was going out with her coworkers to celebrate a promotion. I offered to come along. She smiled tightly and said, "It's just the office crowd, Daniel. You'd be bored." Still, something in her tone didn't sit right. So an hour later, when she didn't reply to my text, I decided to go check for myself. Her favorite nightclub wasn't far, a place she'd called just for dancing. When I walked in, the music hit hard, neon lights flashing, laughter everywhere. I scanned the crowd, my eyes searching for her face. After a few minutes, I asked a couple standing near the bar, "Excuse me, have you seen a woman in a silver dress, brown hair about this tall?" The girl looked at me, hesitated, then said the words that hit harder than any punch. She left, with some guy. They just walked out a few minutes ago. I didn't chase her. I just stood there, my hands trembling around the drink I hadn't even ordered. My mind went blank. Then anger took over. When she came home the next morning, pretending nothing happened, wearing the same dress, makeup smudged, I didn't yell. I didn't even mention the nightclub. I just smiled and said, "Morning? Did you have fun?" She froze for half a second, then nodded. "Yeah, just danced, had a few drinks." That lie was the final confirmation I needed. Over the next few weeks, I planned everything quietly. My wife worked at a design firm, and I knew her boss, the man she admired, a little too much. I'd once helped him legally with a business contract, so I had connections inside. I didn't want revenge that night. I wanted the kind that would make her feel what betrayal really costs. I hired a private investigator who didn't take long to find the truth. Photos, messages, late-night meetings that weren't about work. It was all there. When I saw the photos, I didn't feel pain anymore. Just calm. The kind of calm that comes right before a storm. I waited a week, acting perfectly normal, smiling, talking, even planning a small dinner to celebrate her promotion. She was thrilled, thinking I was trying to rekindle things. The night of the dinner, I invited a few close friends and family and one unexpected guest, her boss. When everyone arrived, I stood up to make a toast. I looked right at her, smiling. "I just want to thank my wonderful wife for all her hard work and her dedication to teamwork, even after hours." The room went quiet. She blinked, confused. Her boss started shifting uncomfortably in his seat. Then I clicked the remote in my hand and the TV behind me lit up, displaying the investigator's photos. Her and her boss laughing, holding hands, entering hotels. Gasps filled the room. My wife's face went pale. "Guess you two really did have great chemistry," I said calmly. Her boss stood up immediately, muttering, "This is inappropriate," and rushed out. My wife followed, begging me to stop, but I just stood there and said, "Dinner's over." She tried to explain, to cry, to apologize, but it was too late. That night, I packed her things into boxes, left them outside the door, and changed the locks. The next morning, I emailed copies of the evidence to her company's HR department, purely for clarity, since workplace affairs violated policy. She lost her job a week later. Months passed. I focused on rebuilding my life, started a small business, moved to a new city, surrounded myself with people who respected loyalty. Then one evening, I got an email. It was from her. The subject line, "I'm sorry." She wrote how she regretted everything, how she lost everything that mattered, her job, her reputation, her friends. She said she saw me on a news article. My company had been featured for success, and she felt proud but broken. I didn't reply. Some stories don't need closure. Silence says it all. The last thing I did was donate her jewelry to a charity auction. Every piece sold went to a foundation supporting single fathers. Poetic justice, in a way. She threw away love for a thrill, and in return, she lost everything real. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. It's simply living better than the person who tried to destroy you. If you liked the video, please subscribe and turn on notifications.